Scale Extreme's process editor lets you create all kinds of workflow processes, from launching and configuring servers and application stacks in the cloud, to running your current IT processes quickly, easily, and efficiently. Here, for example, we see a process that launches an entire 3-tier website with a single click. Today I'll show you how to use the process editor to create a simple workflow process. First, let's open the process editor. In the Library tab, click on the green plus sign and select Add Process. The process editor is where we create and launch our process templates. The editor is integrated with our script library environment, as workflow processes are built from scripted steps and subprocesses. The editor opens in the authoring mode, so you can start creating processes right away. Now, in the Overview tab, let's enter a name for our process. In this example, we'll create a process that launches 2 Apache servers. Now, to actually begin building our process template, let's go to the Startup tab. The Startup tab is where we define startup elements for our process. This generally refers to steps for building, configuring, and scaling our system architecture, and may include any type of IT action from launching servers and installing applications to setting up monitoring or configuring cloud services. In addition to the Startup tab, we also have an Operational tab. The Operational tab is where we create processes that run on a defined schedule. This may include recurring tasks such as backups, patching, security checks, and so on. We'll cover this more thoroughly in a later video. Now let's go back to the Startup tab and continue creating our process. Creating a process is easy. Simply drag and drop steps or processes from your script library into the workflow window. Think of steps as building blocks of a process. Each step performs a distinct action, such as launching a server, mounting a volume, registering a load balancer, setting up monitoring, and so on. You can add any number of steps to build out your workflow processes. Now, for our example, we'll start by adding a process that we've already created that launches 2 servers on Amazon. We go to the script library and drop our process into the window. And here, if we click in the header, we can see the details of our pre-configured launch step. Next, we'll add a step that installs Apache on the servers once they're launched. We go to our script library and drop the Install Apache step into the window. And finally, we'll add a step that starts the Apache application once it's installed on the servers. You can view script details by clicking on View. And here we see the script details for the Install Apache step. You can write your own scripts or download free scripts from our App Store. The next thing we need to do is configure our steps. First, we'll select the machines we want to install Apache on. You can run your steps on any number of existing servers, server groups, or cloud servers launched as part of a process. And here we select the 2 cloud servers that our process will launch on Amazon. Then we apply the Apache startup script to each machine. You can also define input parameters for each step. And here we see the pre-configured parameters for our Install Apache and Start Apache steps. And you can define global process inputs. These inputs can be called from within any step in a process, making it easy to pre-configure more complex deployments. And don't worry about dragging steps or processes out of order. As we can see here, the process editor performs validation and warns you if a step or process is out of sequence or has a required dependency. And you can always undo your changes if you need to. Finally, we save our process, and our new process template appears ready to use in the script library. We can now either edit our process and save multiple different versions, or we can go ahead and launch the template and Scale Extreme automatically performs the entire workflow process. Remember, you can create processes of nearly any length and complexity to perform a highly detailed series of actions with a single click.